Prop the pieces of metal in position and make a tack weld at each end. These are short welds to hold the pieces together while you make the main welds. Aim into the corner. Strike the arc at the end and move inwards to make a tack weld about 10 millimeters long. Clean the tack welds, not forgetting your eye protection. Prop it up at 45 degrees with the tack welds underneath. Aim the electrode at the usual 70 degrees angle to the line of weld and upright when viewed from the end. This is what the weld should look like after it's been cleaned. To get a better idea of the weld quality, at the Welding Institute we etch a cross-section. This macro section shows that the weld metal has formed a sound metallurgical bond with each part and isn't just sticking to the surface. To help you make a neat start, strike an arc on a piece of scrap metal for a few seconds to heat up the electrode just before starting the job. If you didn't hold the electrode at the correct angle, or if you didn't aim it exactly into the corner, the weld metal will be on one side or the other. If the arc is too long, when you weld a joint, it's even worse than welding on a flat plate. The weld metal has a rough surface and doesn't melt in properly. The slag is trapped inside the metal. The slag and poor melting show up in a macro section. The weld will be weak. If you move along the joint too slowly, then the weld metal piles up, trapping slag underneath. Normal speed. That's where Max slowed down, and here the slag prevents correct fusion. As we can see from the macro section. Next, another T-joint. If you're using a helmet, you can hold the pieces in place while you tack weld them. Instead of propping it up, leave it on the bench with the electrode at 45 degrees, otherwise weld it as before.
Eyes.
the result should be similar. This weld's rather small for the 6mm steel it's on. It won't help to get a bigger weld just by going slower. Remember what happened when we did that. One option is to use a bigger electrode, if your set can supply the extra current. Another option is to make a number of runs. You make a first run, as you've already learnt, then add extra metal in 2 further runs with the electrode at different angles. It's important to clean thoroughly between runs. On a partly welded sample, this is the first run. The second run. The third run. All the runs should melt into the parts and into each other to make a complete bond.